person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining me from. It is Mayegun Live. Apologies for this late start. We had a little bit of a problem from the onset. So the software won't connect to YouTube, and that got us delayed. So you can share this broadcast after reading the caption, the description of the broadcast as usual. Thank you. Of water, obese water. The Ronukus and the Articulutas have been really mad. The Ronukus are not mad that the Nigeria failed government couldn't provide water for their own people. They are mad that somebody is not giving them presidential water. Do you remember that saying that don't fight for Nigerians? Do not. They love their oppressors and they hate you who think they deserve better. When you are fighting for Nigerians, do not use your both hands to fight for them. Just use one if you are somebody who wants to fight for them. Or use one hand in fighting for them and use the other hand in protecting yourself from them. Dangerous people. There are other, conversation tonight. If you read the description as well, have you? So now let's start. Again, I apologize for that delay, but they say it is better late than never. So here we are. We are still going to have it tonight. I don't know if you have sort of been following the reactions towards the goodwill gesture of Peter Obi. And as it is in Nigeria right now, before now he said it, he said it would now be the face of the opposition. And people should forget about elections. They should, in fact, do what they can to make sure that Tifnumbu and their gang that hijack a power in Nigeria, that they do what they are supposed to do. Make them do it. Or, a lot of people probably just felt like, nobody, they make them do whatever, Jerry. And then he started this Ramadan tour. I remember, they were laughing at him, they were doing all of that. Then it started changing to something that is looking more like acceptable into the hinterland of northern Nigeria. Then the music started changing. Now, listen, the beneficiaries of some of these goodwill gestures, right? They are, I believe, eternally grateful to these kind-hearted people who go to the northern Nigeria to give their money in support of the abandoned people of northern Nigeria. Those people are happy. The unhappy people are those who told you, right, that you will cry for 8 years, only for them to start crying after 8 weeks. But somehow, they want all of you to face the same terrible lie, kind of. And that is why they would stand behind those who ensure that they remain in that impoverished state. That is one. The second one is that, like I said, the reactions that is coming from the Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, the Tefnumbu Agbadorians, I'm talking about the Deus Aslikas guys, right? It's coming from them when they saw Angono. They are not angry that some communities, many communities, and millions of people in northern Nigeria, they lack water. And the people who have been parading themselves as their leaders from that part of Nigeria, they do not give a damn. And these Ronukus are not angry with them. They are angry. How could Peter Obi go to a place and give them this kind of water? Is this how he gives, they will say they are giving people water? What kind of water is this? And like I told a few of my friends earlier on YouTube, they said northern Nigeria, like southern Nigeria. Oh, maybe not like northern Nigeria like southern Nigeria, or southern Nigeria like northern Nigeria. They are all suffering from this access to water. Billions and trillions of your money has gone down the drain in the hands of private pockets. I mean, into private pockets. And you are still left with no water. Nigerian government has no national water scheme to provide water for anybody, other than continue to allocate money to the Ministry of Water that has no national water project. The vast majority of northern Nigeria have no access to drinking water. Majority of them actually drink water. They themselves and their animals drink water from the same stagnant, dirty-looking water or stream. We have seen videos of some of this. People travel kilometers with their jerrycans to go get water. But the criminals in charge of northern Nigeria do not give a damn. I mean, water, Baba, water. So they said that the land, or let me say the ground in northern Nigeria is so hard that for you to be able to drill a borehole in that part, even if it is going to be hand pumped, you will need between 5 million and 10 million naira. It is actually so tough to get water from that place. But how much is 10 million naira? So like they said, the Obi and his team who are acting as disruptors, bringing attention to these communities, eventually they have brought the attention to these communities. The communities like, oh, so people have no water there. Like people are pretending like they are just getting to know. Oh, people didn't have water. Oh, I didn't know that it was that bad. That's something that somebody can do. How come they haven't done it? How come that the job of your government is mostly left for individuals? And not only that, this is actually the crux of this chat tonight. This is where I need you to help me, because I don't want to believe that I know everything in this matter. Since they born me, I I have been seeing southern elite, Igbo politicians, and all of them going to northern Nigeria with a bowl of a charity. They have this premonition that they are like messiahs who can help the north. They go there to the abandoned communities, abandoned areas. They give them their money. They hand them all of their stuff in order to help them, whether for political gain or for validation. But Southerners enjoy going to the north, especially the southern politicians, for validation. Validation from those who are the ruiners of northern Nigeria, the oligarchy, and their feudal system. The feudal system that makes all of their citizens there, who are supposed to be Nigerian citizens, they are actually like serfs. They are the subjects of their elite. So you cannot access them. You cannot come and say the way they are ruling them, you don't like it. So somehow, southern politicians go there with all this money, whether stolen, whether personal, even state governors, they go there with their state money to go and buy validation. But I have not seen one single politician from northern Nigeria go to eastern Nigeria and do a project, community project, supportive project, something that you can say, wow, it's reciprocatory. Have you seen any? I mean, I can tell you schools built by Okorocha that he said he gives people scholarship there from northern Nigeria. I have seen schools built by him. I have seen Okorocha before he became the governor of Imo State, spend so much fortune in northern Nigeria. In his words, helping the Alimajiri children. He speaks Hausa fluently, okay? He has assimilated with them so much that it only took just one test. When he said he wanted to be president, it took just one test for them to tell him, we don't know you. I haven't seen any northern politician go to the, for example, Yoruba land, and just renovate schools, okay? Like buy computers or buy stuffs and supply those schools in Igbo land. And they say, this Shokoto politician, this Kano politician, or this place or that. You know what I mean? Like, I have not seen any. I haven't. And I have not seen the Igbos somehow feel entitled that why are they not coming to do something for us too? I have not seen us, the Yorubas, feel somehow that how come these northerners are not coming to come and help us too? I have seen these northern ungrateful rogues, most of them with their religious and political association, prejudices, and biases. Again, just that we are clear, the beneficiaries, now listen, if you give them something with the expectation that they are going to pay you back with election in the future, that's your business, okay? But if you give them something for the sake of humanity and you do not expect anything back, somehow, right? Well, that's fear in a way. But if you expect them to give or pay you back with political validation and they choose not to, that's your problem. That is why I said, to me, when you see a problem, that's the job of government. When you see a problem, you say, you went to all these places for your elections, and then you have the power, and you forgot about them. All right? So if an individual decided to say, okay, I'll build you a borehole, how dare you get angry and mad? That, or tell him the type of borehole he should give them, the type of water he should give them. But in order for us to really take a grasp of this before we go deeper into Obi this, Obi that now, okay? Let us stop by in Anambra when Obi was governor. I have seen media, I have seen some other, content on the media, on social media, where without evidence, people come and said, there is no water in Anambra. There is also a news report where it said the Anambra Water Corporation have not been paid. They were in court. They are suing Peter Obi. That's not the whole story. That's not the whole story. And the reason why we need to do this is just to clear some certain things, not to clear Obi himself. It's just to, to help you to clear some perceptions that are politically sort of propagated. Kind of, it's a political propaganda in a way to further control your mind, and for something that is pretty much like representing the status quo, the thing you are complaining about now, the situation you are complaining about now. One of the key things they do to keep you there is to make sure that you are never, for any reason, united in your understanding. There are doubts, there are lies, there are this and that have been planted in there that will make it difficult for you to say, yeah, they are bad, but there is no other good, or there is nothing that is fair. So this is the job, and that's why you have to watch this. I do remember very well, and I do recall very well, okay? And this time around, if you are from Anambra State, and you have something to say about Peter Obi, I swear, I believe you. Whatever grievance you have with him, he was your governor for 8 years, okay? And whatever grievance you have with him, whatever his failure is as an Anambra person, listen to me, it's legit if it is indeed true, not coming from any other thing, okay? I'm talking about his failures now. And an Anambra person can say, he did this right, he did this wrong. It is normal, it's fair. You see, for people who are from outside Anambra, if it is not because of this Igbophobia and all of that, you actually do not really have much reason or any reason at all to despise Obi, hate him, or whatever it is. I'll come back to that. In 2003, before the emergence of Obi, there was a governor in Anambra, and that governor was Mba Dinuju, if I remember very correctly. And there were two brothers, Oba brothers. Anambra State, like Abia State, was pretty much like a piggy bank for the Oba brothers with their Obasanjo connection. So Anambra State was like a gangster state. So when they brought in Chris Ngige, it was the same election where Peter Obi also contested, 2000. And I think that was 2003, right? So when they rigged Ngige in, Peter Obi went to court. Ngige eventually, ran into the wrong side of his own godfathers. Ngige, as a governor, was kidnapped. Properties here and there in Anambra State were burned down. Governmentals everywhere burned down, right? And according to record, except on paper, there is almost no real functional ministry or government institution in Anambra State. Like, except on paper, to say, oh, this is Ministry of Transport, this is Ministry of this is Ministry of that. They do not actually function. They do not, including the Water Corporation. And according to Obi himself, when he finally won in court and he was returned as governor, before he he was impeached and he was returned again. All of this in Anambra, it was like a ghetto political life at the time. It was like starting from scratch. That's what he said. He said it's like starting from scratch. So he developed an idea, the short-term solution, medium-term solution, and long-term solution for everything he did, including education and water. So I saw the Abadorians, the Abobakus, saying something about Enitomada Shofuni Torun Lakokongwo. He who wants to give you clothing, you should look at what they are also wearing before you can say, oh yeah, okay, let me see the cloth. Here is what Anambra was like when that guy, Obi, became their governor. Do you have the time to check this?
Were all dilapidated.
When we came on board, there's no functional water scheme in the entire state. Our approach became short-term, medium-term, long-term. What is the short-term position? Do as many boreholes as possible, especially within schools, which we are still doing some. As of today, we've been able to do approximately 500 boreholes. These are in different towns. You see it in our adverts, so the towns know they exist. And within schools and healthcare centers, because it's critical.
So Governor B wasted no time in tackling head-on the provision of water to ease the burden of the people, saying that access to safe drinking water has a direct bearing on the health and well-being of the people of Anambra State. Partnering with other developmental agencies like the European Union, UNICEF, and the federal government of Nigeria, the Obi administration, through the State Ministry of Utilities and Water Resources, has recorded successes by installing new water schemes, revamping and expanding existing ones in categories such as urban, rural, and small-town water schemes. One of such urban water schemes successfully rehabilitated and expanded is the Okika Udoka water scheme, with 100,000 surface tanks pumped by boosters to an elevated reservoir of 100,000 gallons. Residents of the area now have potable water in their houses, with water meters attached to record consumption for easy and accurate billing. The Akuzu Ifite water scheme is on stream, with the capacity to supply water to parts of Akuzu and Dunu in Oyi and Dunukofia local government areas respectively. It has installed local government areas respectively. It has installed a surface tank of 50,000 gallons, 3 boreholes, and 2 new 150 horsepower boosters. It has the capacity to pump water through a reticulation of nearly 10 kilometers. To cover other parts of Dunukofia and Njikoka, the Njikoka-Dunukofia water scheme is now functional. It has an elevated reservoir of 100,000 gallons being supplied by 2 new boreholes. It also has a 350 kVA standby generator. The water scheme currently supplies water to Ukbo, Aba, and some parts of Abagana and its environs. Another major achievement of the Obi administration in the area of water supply is the successful rehabilitation of the Obizi Uga regional water scheme. Water from the Obizi natural spring is pumped into a treatment plant, where it is further pushed by boosters to 14 nearby towns. Water from this facility is stored in various elevated reservoirs, some far away as Ibuku, Akbo, Oyeuga, Ekulobia, Isofia, and Ukpologu, all in Agwata local government area. Residents of Nnewi are not left out in this scheme, as they now enjoy clean potable water in their households, as the Obi administration, through the Anambra State Water Corporation, has successfully rehabilitated the Nnewi zonal water scheme that has not been functional for years. The reservoir holds up to 200,000 liters of water. The unique feature of the Ubaha Amensi water scheme in Agwata local government is that it is powered by solar energy and has a 3,000-gallon storage tank. With over 180 of such schemes dotting the state, the governor has put them onto the Water Sanitation Health Committee, RUWASA, of each benefiting community to ensure security and proper maintenance.